Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, OTA Live, home of the Mega City Countdown. Another exciting edition of OTA Talk. JD Era in the building, Andreena in the building, and A-Game in the building. All Stylus DJ Award nominees. Era and Andreena will be performing on Sunday, May 30th at the Mod Club. Stylus nominee party. Era is also part of the show on Monday. And A-Game going to be opening the show on Monday night as well, too, at the Queen Elizabeth Theater, man.
Man, Era. Dude. Dude. 13 mixtape dropped. Crazy lineup of producers. Snaz, Boy Wonder,
Beat Merchant,
and all friends. You know what I mean? All good friends. Don Cannon's on there. Pro Logic's on there. Obi. I had to give them all the shout outs. You know what I mean?
Talk real quick about the concept, because like I remember when we first saw like the imagery for it, man.
Well, the initial imagery was actually supposed to drop on the 13th, right?
It initially was gonna come out Friday the 13th, and I said, nah, just let the record go and let's go back and really, because like I had most of the records, but there was a couple little things that I wanted to add to the records, and then I started recording more, and you know how that whole process goes. You know what I mean? But the theme of it was go hard. I woke up, I went to sleep, go hard was that was my mantra. You know what I mean? And I just had to zone in.
You had like such a great little buzz happening past the local thing. Like you had like This Is 50, you had the all hip hop interviews. How hard is it for an artist from Toronto to make that transition, to get those guys to pay attention? Because I mean they get hit up every day, every second from artists. Like how hard was it to connect with those guys?
I mean, I've been blessed. Like again, like A-Game said with their team, I got an amazing team, you know what I mean? And especially with our online presence, I made sure that was really a big thing that we focused on, just kind of seeing how the game was going and the trends that were starting to happen. You know what I mean? I knew blogs were really gonna start to pick up, so it was like we just focused our attention when it came to the marketing, because it's free marketing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, all it takes is your time and effort to click a button and send it to so and so. You know what I mean? But I've been lucky. The people have been really, really receptive to the music, and I mean things like This Is 50 is me on my grind going to New York, like, yo, I'm here, I'm trying to, you know what I mean, I'm trying to do my thing, and and them hearing the music and be like, all right, let's do
What
this.
was really cool about the whole project is that you actually hooked up with, what was it, Lair? Was it Dragon's Lair?
Villain's Lair,
right?
Yeah.
And they had the whole thing where they were working the whole clothing line with the actual mixtape, which is kind of cool. I think a lot of artists don't really try to like sit down and think about what kind of options they could do in terms of connecting the product that they're making with another brand and maybe spreading that. So I think that was pretty dope that you did that.
Yeah, the brand is really important. You know what I mean? A lot of people kind of just ignore that stuff, but being independent and independent minded, you gotta focus on everything. You know what I mean? So the down to the artwork, shout outs to Hines, my homie Hines, killing it. You know what I mean, with the artwork.
Yeah, man,
did his thing, and people could download it. I gotta make sure I plug. I'm sorry, I gotta plug www.13-mixtape.com. It's free. 13 original records. You know what I'm saying?
Plug, buddy.
You had tons of producers on this, right? And they all were dope, but personally,
who's your favorite on there?
What you and Beat Merchant have, like the joints on that, yo, just sick. Like honestly, like Friday the 13th is my joint. Like a minute and 33 seconds of straight, no hook, nothing, just hot.
There's a remix. I'm just in due time.
You know, I told you, if you do not do right by that song, I will be mad at you.
I know.
But yo, honestly, how'd you guys hook up? Like, what was the connection?
I was just a fan. I was a fan of his music. He was working with Belly.
With Belly,
He got Juno nominated from those days, and he's Ghanaian, so it was like it's automatic connection. You know, I kind of see him growing up. Like you see him around, you know what I mean? And my homie Cermak knows him from back in Ottawa, but we connected, started recording a couple joints, and just instant chemistry, you know what I mean? He's just so talented. Like I go there and he has 1,000,001 beats to kind of choose from, you know?
Retarded, man.
You can't do that to me. I'm like a kid in a candy store and you give me so many options. You know what I mean? So,
when you look at the big industry, and I want to make it like a general statement, like in terms of like, okay, if you're an actor and you want to act, you go to Hollywood. If you're a soccer dude, you want to be a soccer star, you go to Europe. Hip hop, the center, even for R&B, the urban center is the States. So I guess the question I'd be asking, like a lot of you guys, especially you guys here, is have you thought of making that move as an artist, serious about what they're doing, to New York, LA, ATL, has that thought crossed your mind, and like how does that work? Like Andreena,
I like California. I like the mountains. I like the beach. I don't know. That's one thing that I've definitely thought about.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for many artists, it's one of the situation of, you know, leaving friends and family. But at the end of the day, it's a hustle. So it's like going to work from Rexdale to Scarborough every day, to leave it and staying in Atlanta or staying in LA for a long period of time.
Yeah.
To do what you want to do. So I mean, it's a sacrifice, but why not?
Yeah. A game.
Why not?
I mean, like,
You guys make that trip?
We make inspirational music, you know what I mean? And a lot of inspired music happens out in the A. I was talking to Chase, you know, we were kind of thinking about it. My homeboy Joe Lewis thought it would be a good idea. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's.
Yo,
I mean,
we've touched on this before. I think Toronto's at a place now we don't actually have to move.
Yeah,
don't have to
necessarily leave.
Yeah.
Don't have to.
Nah.
But you just gotta
It's good.
spend
But it's good to
time. You
connect.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta spend time down there because they're actually excited to hear that you're from here
Yeah.
at this point. You know what I mean?
Like you're actually a unique commodity.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're used to like people from just around the way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
unique in that.
So
in
you
that.
go there saying you're from here. You know what I mean? You spend 2-3 weeks, come back. You know what I mean?
Oh, the game's
And you always
changed.
hear
It's
good
definitely
things.
changed in that regard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to go to New York and be like, I was from Toronto, and they give me the the Canadian, you know. But now it's definitely, and again, it's the progression of the music. I really believe that in Toronto, it's like it was very young before. You know what I mean? Hip hop and R&B was very young in our city before, and it's just growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everyone gets their time. I believe everyone gets their time really in this game. Everyone's seeing the South kind of be on and stay on and stay on. It's gonna keep going for another couple of years, and then it shifts.
It will, yeah.
You know what I mean?
What about like the average regular Toronto kid that listens to music? Do you feel like they have a sense of like local?
There's definitely there's definitely a different type of presence. You know what I mean? Like and especially with the way technology is, like the iPods and stuff, and all this technology, it's on the go. You know what I mean? The way that the game is now, they're tuned into it a little bit differently now. You know what I mean? I just feel like the way they listen to the music is just a whole different vibe. That the production stepped itself up. You know what I mean? We have credits now. You know what I mean? Like Boy Wonder could say, I produced for Eminem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people like that. So now they accept it a little differently. They just wanted to know that it was legitimate to everyone else before they embraced it the same way. You know what I mean? Like, and it's definitely starting to happen.